Hello, Bills Mafia. Welcome to the Buffalo Bills Pat Carosa channel, as I will explain how the Bills won last night in a very classic fashion against the Miami Dolphins. But before I do that, please like, comment, and subscribe so that you can get more Bills awesome content throughout the season, and I would be really appreciative of that. So the game yesterday was an absolute classic. It was a great game to go to. It was cold, and I was shocked that it snowed. It started snowing in the fourth quarter. I thought it would start maybe at the end of the first quarter, but it really started to come down right at the end of the game, and that was unbelievable. I mean, the crowd was into it from the start of the game. That Bills Dolphins hatred is still there to Bills fans. The Bills and the Dolphins have a history, and obviously that hatred is from generations. So but it's you can still feel it in that stadium, that angst, that anxiety of if the Bills win this game, they can clinch a spot in the playoffs and really clinch the division in a way. So the stakes were there, and the fans knew it, and they had a good time. I mean, walking into the stadium, the seats were filled. You had to really dig out your seats. You could hardly see the seat numbers. That's how high the snow total was that particular game. So it was crazy, and the game started out like that. The Bills got off to a good start. Offensively, they were going up and down the field on the Dolphins defense, which didn't surprise me because they were missing two cornerbacks, and the Dolphins defense is really not that great. They haven't been great the whole year against good offenses like the Bills, 49ers, Chargers. So it didn't surprise me that they went up and down the field, and Josh Allen had one of his best games of his career. He really did. I mean, he had over 300 yards, four touchdowns, and the one big play that really everyone remembers is that touchdown that he had, before at the end of the first half, with 8 seconds left. I mean, that was an unbelievable play. He was moving to his right near the sideline, similar to the play he had against the Patriots a couple weeks ago, and he threw a strike because you had to throw it into the end zone. You couldn't just throw it away. There was no time left on the clock, so you had to throw it in the end zone, and he threw a perfect strike to James Cook. I mean, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable play, and I'm losing adjectives at really how to best describe him because he's just unbelievable right now. I think he tied Dan Marino of most total touchdowns in his first 5 seasons, and he's just unbelievable. He made other plays. He had a great run. Later in the game, and to outrun defenders. He doesn't look that fast, and he probably isn't that fast. I mean, if you race Isaiah McKenzie versus Josh Allen, Isaiah McKenzie will win 10 times out of 10, but he has that adrenaline speed, as I call it. He has that speed to outrun defenders. He's such a competitive person, is that adrenaline and competitiveness makes him run a lot faster than he really is, and he can go for like 44-yard gains. So the Bills offense did great. I still have some concerns about Ken Dorsey, and is he really calling the right plays sometimes? But overall, they did great, and that last second, that game-winning drive that they had, I mean, it was unbelievable. It really was. They started from there, like maybe their 10, 11 yard line. They went all the way down the field. Josh Allen made great passes. He made that great run. They got a penalty. I mean, it was a good sequence of plays. It didn't start out well, but it was a good sequence of plays for Josh Allen, and he just drove them right down the field. And they kicked the game-winning field goal. That stadium went nuts. The Bills clinch the playoffs for the fifth time in 6 years, fourth straight season, and that's unbelievable. Testament to Sean McDermott, Brandon Bean, and the whole Bills staff. The last 6 years, but even this year for riding the ship after losing to the Vikings and the Jets. So I applaud them. The Bills are going to the playoffs again for the fifth time in 6 years, and that's great. That's awesome. And so, I am excited. They still have the number one seed, and they are really rolling. Five straight wins right now for the Bills. They have really turned the table on their season, which is great. And as for the defense, the Dolphins are great. Okay, the Dolphins have a good offense. Their speed is really, it's really true. They have speed. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mostert. I mean, they have speed, and that is not overblown. Is Tua really a great quarterback? I would not put him above Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, but he is having a good season. He did look good in this game. He was making passes. He had good throws to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. That Jalen Waddle play, I mean, what can the Bills defense do? Damar Hamlin had him for a tackle, but man, he just turned on the Jets and went all the way for the touchdown. So, it's tough. I think the Bills were trying to stop the pass, and they wanted to give up a couple runs. So that's why they gave up a run. And in my opinion, Miami kind of abandoned the run a little too early. I think if they didn't abandon the run, they would have had a great shot at winning that game. But they wanted to pass the ball, and they did okay. Both Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill made plays, but the Bills defense did come up with just the same amount of stops. Just the amount of stops to win the game. They got sacks. Trey White is coming into his own right now as he battles his way back from that ACL injury. Made a couple good plays. Kyrie Elam made a good play before the Bills' final drive. So they definitely the defense wasn't great, but they made plays when they had to, and they put the Bills' offense in position to win the game at the end. So especially without Von Miller and even Micah Hyde. There will be days like this, but the Bills' defense just has to come up with stops to win the game. Tackling needs to be better, without question, especially as we head into the playoffs. Tackling needs to be a lot better. There was a lot of missed tackles, and that has to be fixed up. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Obviously we have Mitch Morse go out with an injury that is concerning, concussion. He's had a lot of concussions over the last couple of years, so like six. So that's a lot, and we'll see where that goes from here because the Bills' offensive line did struggle. I felt like in this game. So especially without Mitch Morse, so that would be a big loss if he can't go. So yeah, it was a great win. The atmosphere was great. Fans were throwing snowballs, which oh well, that's part of the game. Uh, just don't throw it while there's a play going. That was bad, but overall, I am excited. The Bills are 11-3, and they have a Christmas Eve game against the Chicago Bears in Chicago. That's going to be a really, really cold game. So until next time, go Bills! Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Go Bills!